friends, and welcome. My name is Dr. Heather Cardin, and welcome to Ask Dr. Heather. As we have been doing the countdown to the top 10 videos of 2019, I had to include hair loss and keto. So that is the video up above. I had to actually share some of the comments that I've gotten over on my YouTube channel, which is Ask Dr. Heather. As you're joining me, let me know your name. Let me know where you're joining us from. Hi Nora. I know you're right here in Overland Park, Kansas. I am right here in Overland Park, Kansas, the heart of the Midwest. I'm the co-owner of Cardin Center for Wellness, but I wanted to add in a few things because I made this video on keto and hair loss, as keto has really gotten some amazing popularity the last 5 years. So has the topic of hair loss. It actually has some correlation, but not a lot of correlation. So you guys can watch the video up above, because I do address some of the top 5 issues on why people experience hair loss and keto. But I also want to address some of the other issues why people are experiencing hair loss and keto, or hair loss the last 2 or 3 years, more than just keto and more than just low carb. Because the other thing is people are doing a lot more fasting than they ever have before. If you fast too much too often, that can also lead to hair loss. So if you're a person who's doing low carb or keto, write down LCHF or keto down below. If you're doing intermittent fasting, write down IF and maybe the hours that you're doing intermittent fasting down below. Also, what's become popularity is not to wash your hair every day. We know our follicles of our hair need to breathe every day. So as people are bragging, I haven't washed my hair in 10 days, I haven't washed my hair in 12 days, we know a lot of dry shampoos can actually clog up the hair follicles. So that can also lead to a lot of hair loss. So if you're seeing people bragging about how long they've been since they've washed their hair, so I don't know if this applies to men or not, but that actually can lead to a lot of hair death. Some of those dry shampoos can be very toxic. I saw a little thing on the internet the other day about someone actually igniting some of the dry shampoos. They can be very explosive. So, that can also lead to hair loss. That is probably one of the common questions I get is hair loss. Is it the ketogenic diet? Is it the low carb diet? Is it hormones? Is it thyroid? Is it stress? What is it? Well, the only way to know if it's really the diet is to calculate the macros. That's why I'm so adamant. If you're doing a ketogenic diet, please test and see if you're in ketosis, because if you're just doing the macros you calculated and you're not eating enough protein, that absolutely can cause some hair loss if you're not truly in ketosis and not truly eating enough protein and rotating your protein through there. And that's why I'm such an advocate for getting enough collagen in your diet. But it also can be stress. People can stress themselves out trying to calculate their macros and make sure they're eating the right one. And eating a ketogenic diet can also be isolating. I talk more about that in the video up above. Up above is up there in the comments. But I wanted to talk about is I did not talk about intermittent fasting too much and too often. A lot of people doing a 12-24 fast, too much fasting too often can also lead to hair loss. But again, a lot of these new hair things that are out there, this might not apply to you up in Canada, but the new hair curlers can be too hot. They can break your hair off. And again, not washing your hair often enough because you clog the hair follicles with different type of hairsprays, different type of dry shampoo, all of these gels, and all these other things you're putting in the hair, you're clogging up the follicles, and the hair can't breathe. And what happens when you clog up the follicles is that it doesn't grow out, it simply breaks off. Or if you're sleeping in some of these newfangled curlers and rollers and things and putting your hair up too tight at night, that can also cause the hair to break off. So don't only look at diet and what you're putting in the diet, but look at what you're putting on top of your hair as well. So I had dry shampoo on my list, and fasting I put product, because again, some of these high dollar things that promise to keep your hair in place also don't allow your hair to breathe, can also have a lot of heavy metals on them. And we know heavy metals can be very toxic to not only your hair, but to the rest of your body. So make sure that when you're trying to choose some hair products, that you do choose things that are all natural, whether you're shampooing with them, putting them on your hair, or leaving them on for days or weeks at a time. Read what you're putting on there. If you can't eat it, I wouldn't advise that you put it on your hair. I truly believe in that, because if you can't eat it, I'm going to say it again, don't put it on your body. And we know that often drying your hair too long with too high a heat, so use medium heat with that. If you're brushing your hair out with tangles, I have very thin hair. I use that No More Tangles when I was a little girl all the time. Can break off your hair. That can also lead to thin, brittle hair. But those products can be a big one. I did leave that off my video up above. So I will challenge you in 2020 to do a little hygiene cleanup in the shower and around your hair products, and not maybe only point the finger at the diet. But when it does come to diet, I feel like people don't rotate their greens enough. People don't rotate their proteins enough. So I do want to add those two on there. Also, as people start to do a low carb ketogenic diet and they start to detox sugar, if you have a Candida albicans infection or you're detoxing from that, your body will also get rid of those hair shafts that are actually have that fungus at the bottom of it. So you can look up Candida albicans. I've done a couple Zooms about those. I have one on my video over my Ask Dr. Heather YouTube channel. You can listen to more about Candida albicans. But often when your body has nail fungus, think of that. If you have nail fungus, your body's going to get rid of that fingernail. It will do the same thing with the hair shaft. If you have Candida in your body, and as your body gets healthier and gets rid of all that fungus, then it will actually also get rid of that hair. So you'll find yourself maybe it has some spots of alopecia, or again, shedding some of that off. That's very natural for that to happen, but do work with a healthcare provider if you find that's happening to you, or to get that properly diagnosed, work with a healthcare provider so they can actually give you the proper products to actually restore and rebuild that healthy hair follicle, the healthy gut follicle. So whatever that may be, but the number one thing that I think causes hair loss can be stress. It can be trauma, as we know, like if you've been in a wreck or you've had your leg cut off or you've been in a fire, things like that. Stress can do that because your body's reading that building everything. But stress around the holidays, stress of trying to keep up, stress with trying to lose weight, all the stress can absolutely cause hair loss. But again, don't forget about hormones. Don't forget about your thyroid. Don't forget about the adrenal glands. But stress usually causes adrenal glands to be out of balance. Stress generally causes the thyroid to be out of balance. Stress generally causes the cortisol to be out of balance. Lack of sleep can cause stress. I know I've said stress about 25 times. You could probably play a game with the time that I say stress and sleep. But those are the huge big hitters a lot of time for stress. Why do we overeat? Because of stress. Why do we undereat? Because of stress. So as you roll into the year 2020, if better looking hair is on your list, because I get the question all the time, why is my hair? What about my hair? What about this? Or people say, oh, I love your video, but you forgot about this. You forgot to talk about hormones in hair. You forgot to talk about cortisol in hair. I want to talk about them now. I'm going to keep them super, super brief. So if you find yourself finding more hair in the sink or more hair in the shower or on the floor than you want, take a moment and say, am I eating enough protein? Not being a high protein diet. Am I eating moderate amount of protein? Am I rotating through those? Am I having 2 to 4 cups of greens? Yes, 2 to 4 cups of greens every day. Am I having collagen every day in my diet? That doesn't mean you have to eat chicken feet, but am I having collagen in my diet? There are amazing collagen products out there. Send me a message. I'll message you some products that I like to use. Am I having collagen every day in my diet? Am I using all natural and all safe products on my hair? Are the products that I'm sleeping on, covering my pillow with, or laying my head on for 8 to 10 hours a day? Are those products that I'm resting my head on at night? Are those products on my pillow that I'm washing my stuff with? Are those natural, or are they toxic to my body? So look at those things, and then again, analyze stress. Stress and mindset and sleep, those will actually be a game changer for many of you. So I just wanted to kick off the last of 2019 with some of those top videos. But again, for more information, watch that video up above. I talk about more about zinc and heavy metals, and more about biotin, more about amino acids, again, protein, the proper gut balance to actually having healthier hair. So again, this is Dr. Heather, and let me know where you're watching from. Thank Bonnie. Bonnie's watching from Ohio. Welcome from Ohio. I don't know if it's probably cold up there, Bonnie, like it's cold down here, right, Teresa? It is cold in Kansas City. My son left and went home to Florida yesterday. He was here for a week, and he says he brought the warm weather to Kansas City from West Palm Beach in Florida. So we thank him for taking it back home with him. No thanks, Mitchell. You should have left it here with us. But I just wanted to jump on here and answer some of those questions I've been getting on healthy hair. So those are some of the things I'd like to share with you. If you know somebody else who's struggling or always talking about their hair, tag them down below. The YouTube videos up above or over on my channel. I probably shouldn't have labeled it hair loss and keto, but that's the common question I'm getting because keto has popped up. I do think I get the hair question a lot in practice, a lot in my Facebook, a lot just through Messenger about that. But again, there's a lot of things involved. We talked about making hair, and that's probably one of the most things that the body says I can do without. That's why it gets rid of it first, because the heart's more important, the brain is more important, the intestines are a lot more important. A lot of things are a lot more important to the body than hair and fingernails. So that's why the body says, those are things we can go without. We need to be focusing on much more important things. So that's why the body says I can get rid of it first worst I can do without it because I need lean muscle mass. I need a healthy heart. I need healthy kidneys. I need healthy other things. So that's why the body says that's one of the things we can, get rid of first. So if that's important to you, then you need to clean up your gut. You need to identify what those stressors are in your body that your body is saying, why do I not think that's important to me? And I think if you start looking around at your products in your bathroom and looking at the stress in your life and then looking at what's on your plate, you're going to be able to be your own detective and find out what you could help yourself with to have that hair that you always been wanting. So this is Dr. Heather Carden. Have an amazing evening. We've got just one day left of 2019. And as always, remember, we've got a bunch of challenges ready to kick off. We've got 10-day challenges. We have a 7 weeks to better program. So if you're someone who knows you need to do something better, you need the 7 weeks, not just 10 days, not just 60 hours, but you need a solid program. Shoot me an email. We'll get you the information out. We're going to kick that off January 7th. It's not too late. We're going to go week by week, so very slow, live every single week to help you really shout out and really line out each and every week. But you're going to have homework every week to really help you get that lifestyle that you want. Or if your person is like, I don't know if it's for me, I just want to have like a 10-day kind of refresher, really get myself kind of reset back in shape. I know what to do, but I just need to have that little boot camp, and the 10 days is for you. So just let us know how we can help you get those goals and get kicked off for the new year. I can't believe 2020 is almost here. You guys have an amazing evening. Thanks for letting us know where you come from, and thanks for joining me as always. Again, this is meant to be shared, so go ahead and shoot this over, slide over, share it, tag a friend, add a friend. You guys have a blessed day in good health and happiness. This is Dr. Heather saying good evening. Thanks for joining.